When I say Ron Paul, you know who I'm talking about? Congressman Ron Paul? Texas, from Texas, is that where he's from, Ron Paul? And he is saying that he's being ignored. He's not being given enough time as the other candidates during the Republican televised debates. So today, Ron Paul and his campaign machine, and buddy, what a machine this is, released this statement. Watch.
You watched the debates, also?
I kind of listened to them.
You slept through them?
No, I didn't exactly sleep through them. I listened to them in the radio.
Who are you voting for?
I think I'm going to vote for the Libertarian.
Oh, me too. He's always,
Really?
he's always so exciting.
Ron?
Who is he this year?
Ron Paul is his
that's
name.
right, Ron Paul.
Yeah.
We're very close.
Benjamin Watson with School of the Legends here. The Republican presidential primary season is heating up. We all know the candidates. We all have seen the debates. We play football, but you know what? We still pay attention to that kind of stuff. We're still American citizens. We still have our favorites. We still got to cast our vote for who we want to be the next president of the United States. Browns running back Peyton Hillis is no different. In this clip, you're going to see who he supports, why he supports him, and you judge if you want to support that guy too. Check it out.
So how are you feeling? You've had 2 good days of practice, I assume?
It's good. You know, I'm starting to get the back.
Come check this out.
I mean, you know, the first game, you know, the day back in practice, first series, and that last game, you know, you're trying to get yourself back into it and trying to get adjusted. My heart, you know, I enjoy this place, I enjoy this team. I hope to do that.
Who do you support for president?
Ron Paul.
Why?
Why? He represents the Constitution.
Oh, I like it.
All right, I like it.
America.
Thank you. Enjoy your time. Ron Paul.
All right.
No, listen, Chuck, America's not a democracy, it's a Chuck-tatorship. Now, if that was true, I would go to Washington, I'd line up every member of Congress, and I have Ron Paul, who I believe is one of the more honest men in Washington. I say, Ron, point out the honest politicians and the dishonest politicians.
I don't know that.
And as we're walking down the line, he say, he's honest. Now, he's dishonest. I'd walk up to him and I'd say, you're fired. And if he didn't move immediately, I'd choke him unconscious and drag him over to the pile.
Okay, all right. Chuck Norris, thanks a lot.
We're trying to unwind a Keynesian bubble that's been going on for 70 years, and you're not going to touch this problem until you liquidate the bad debt and the malinvestment, go back to work. But you have to have sound money. You have to recognize how we got into trouble. We got into trouble because we had a financial bubble, and it's caused by the Federal Reserve.
Ooh. Here now to explain that to me, John Stossel. I think it's Keynesian, right? Did he
Keynesian.
It's what?
Keynesian.
Keynesian. So I'm
It's pronounced K.
Right,
it's spelled Keynes, but pronounced Keynes.
What is that?
It's this idea that government spending can buoy the economy. It's what the stimulus was based on.
And that's based on John Maynard.
John Maynard Keynes, and he said the economy can get stuck.
So the congressman is putting forth that the federal government should stay out of the economy. I agree with that. You agree with that. And then he's saying the money supply, big money supply guy, wants to do away with the Fed, right?
Right.
Yeah. What's that all about?
Well, the Fed printed money, helped create the housing bubble. The Fed has kept interest rates low. That fueled the housing bubble, and now they're trying to prop it up. It's not just the Fed. I disagree there. It's the Fed and the government, Fannie and Freddie, saying we can't let housing prices drop. As Ron Paul said, you have to let the market clear so it can recover. And the conceit that the 12 people on the Fed can run a whole economy is terrible.
Okay, so he wants to execute or put them in Guantanamo Bay. What does he want to do with them?
He wants to abolish the Fed.
Get out of there.
We had a big recession in 1920, no Fed. Right. We recovered in 1921. You don't need them.
As Coulter says, he doesn't want to get involved with any issues pretty much. He wants to just let everybody do pretty much what they want.
Except defense and except government to keep me
but that
from
means
taking
that the
your
Wall Street
stuff or
gangsters
hurting
who
you.
invented all of this mortgage-backed stuff would be able to do what they want and nobody wants them.
No, because if the government isn't bailing them out and propping them up,
when they made money for many years.
Well, when they sell you garbage, people then wise up and say, I'm not going to buy from this company.
Right. So but
he's right about everything, and you're wrong. Everything.
He's right about everything.
Just about everything.
The government had no role. It's Lord of the Flies.
Except keeping us safe. No, keep us safe from the bullies. Protect me from the bullies.
You like him. He's right on everything.
I do like him.
Ah, I see. All right.
Wait, one more complaint. You say, who's going to run the country? You got to stop using that word, that phrase. Free people run the country, not the president.
But we have to have some.
Who's going to preside over
that?
there?
Preside. I like that. John Stossel, everybody.
Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter Barry Manilow was here on Capitol Hill for a briefing. Manilow then shared his thoughts on 2012 Republican presidential candidate, Congressman Ron Paul of Texas. It was also reported that you had made a contribution in 2007 to Ron Paul.
I did.
You did?
I did. I like him.
Do you still like him?
I like what he says. I do. I like what he says. I think he's solid. I agree with just about everything he says. What can I tell you?
On Capitol Hill, I'm Nicholas Ballasy, The Daily Caller.
AMD American Idol winner Kelly Clarkson is showing her support for Ron Paul on Twitter. She says he has her vote if he gets the Republican nomination. After praising Paul, Clarkson was blasted on Twitter for her beliefs on gay marriage and the death penalty. Clarkson then apologized, saying she's sorry if she offended anyone. She tweeted, "I support gay rights, straight rights, women's rights, men's rights, white, black, purple, orange rights," end quote. And those are the things we just thought you should know.
He's a strong supporter of Campaign for Liberty and a strong supporter of Ron Paul and a friend to us all. Please join me in welcoming Vince Vaughn.
How are you? Good to be here. It is nice to inform you that the Campaign for Liberty has over 500,000 members and it is growing strong. And yeah. And the Campaign for Liberty has been tremendous in calling for an audit on the Fed, which is great, and that is how I first made the acquaintance. I called Dr. Paul, and I think he was a little surprised to think that I was calling him, but I was just impressed with his talking points on that subject and his willingness to get out there and really keep beating that drum, so I thank him for that. Dr. Paul was born in Pennsylvania. He married his high school sweetheart, Carol. They have 5 kids and 18 grandkids, so he had some other interests other than politics along the way. He has delivered over 4,000 babies as an OBGYN, written a lot of books. And, you know, people get into politics for many reasons, but primarily for self-promotion. Dr. Paul has been involved in politics because he has something very important and meaningful to say, and he has devoted himself to spreading that message, which is very rare. His philosophies are consistent. They do not waver based on political polls or public opinion. His principles are based in fact and logic, which is rooted in the very foundation of America. We are all very lucky to have a voice like his out there, and we need to have more out there that are like his. It is my great honor tonight to present to you Dr. Ron Paul.
The closer we get now to the primaries, like Iowa and New Hampshire and stuff like that, you're starting to see the big guns come out. And Ron Paul, who's been under the radar most of the season so far, has released this, I think, powerful, if not confusing, campaign commercial. Do you know the one I'm talking about? I'm going to show it to you now, and then we'll chat about it afterward. Here it is, Ron Paul's new campaign commercial. Watch this.
What's up with these sorry politicians? You want big cuts. Ron Paul's been screaming it for years. Department of Education, gone. Interior, Energy, HUD, Commerce, gone. Gene Hackman, gone. What did Ron Paul have for lunch? Fish sticks. Bathtub drain. Ron Paul, do it.
I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.
Ron Paul? Oh.